Hi everybody, Mike McConville here again, Stratford, Ontario, Canada, for String Tech Workstations. We are back, and we have this American telly, maple neck telly, that has the telltale signs of that lacquer blushing. The red flag goes up when you see that. For anyone that's doing this type of work for a living or a hobby, you'll be interested to see exactly how I tackle this type of job. Now this one will be shipped back to Spain, to Ruben, when it's done, and we'll give you a step-by-step, play-by-play. Ruben logs in some serious hours on this to put that type of fretware in there. Okay, this is where we're going with this. The neck assembly down out of the way. Here's what we're doing. So I've got that tape down, adhesive side up, and then wrap around the back of the neck, like so. Okay, so we're going to some extra trouble to make this happen. What this is going to do, it's going to eliminate the possibility of ripping off big hunks of lacquer. The two things we're doing with this piece of tape, we're actually masking off the maple completely so that the only thing exposed is the actual frets themselves. Second thing, it's tying all these cross-sectional pieces of tape together so when we do our fret dress that they stay on to protect the maple fingerboard. This first straight edge right away tells us that we can loosen off that truss rod to get that lay of the neck a little straighter. Check it again. Yeah. There's still a little bit of backbow in that. We do not want backbow. That's not a good thing when you're doing a fret dress. Okay, that's good and straight. So now we can pick up the file. Okay, here's our first stage of leveling and recrowning. All right, here's our next stage. Like you've seen in all those other videos that I've done, not much left of those marks now. Huge improvement. Okay, this is the next stage before I recrown and got rid of most of those ghost marks. There's still a couple of real light traces. So when I recrown, we'll come back and have another look. Okay, we're bringing you in close here. I have leveled and recrowned. So check this out, and we still got to buff them yet. Okay, this is what we've ended up with. Now I'm playing the devil's advocate here. I'm trying to point out anything I might have missed, and the only thing I can see is a little trace right here, little trace right there. The rest of those frets, I don't see any hint of any of that previous wear. One more word of caution for my level 2 students and anyone else doing this type of work. I really had to buff these out. So when you have the tape, even on a good maple fingerboard that doesn't have any finishing issues, you do heat up the fingerboard and the tape when you're buffing. So don't be in a hurry to rip that tape off. Take it off very gently and let it cool before you pull it off so you don't lift any finish. I'd say that's way more work than you would normally do on a maple fingerboard, but it had to be done, and it was. Okay, once again, I'm kind of playing devil's advocate here, trying to point out what I might have missed. There's a little hint right here, and sort of a hint right here, but the rest of it is mint. That's pretty close to 100%. Yeah, I'm sure Ruben will be delighted. Man, that was splatting out all over the place when we started. So those frets have been leveled, recrowned, and buffed to get to this stage. And as you can see, no lacquer was pulled. Even though the lacquer is missing here, it was when we started. We got through that without any disastrous hunks of lacquer pulling off. I mean, eventually it's going to have to be refretted, and at that point you would readdress, laying a finish right over the whole thing. But he's got a few years of playing before he thinks about that. Cheers.